people think about SEO, and you got to go back to fundamentals and the understanding of all this. And I guess big takeaways for me is that people really don't understand what branding is.
Right.
And-
But people still think of branding as it's like your logo or
Yeah.
your name or
And
something like that.
Google has basically judges you based upon the concept of a brand
Right.
and the signals of what a brand would be. So, and I thought about this a little more the other day. I'll get into some. This is interesting for this category stuff only. But like, if you're the algorithm and you're tapping into AI, your sentient mega machine at Google, and you're like, hey, what would be the perfect way to judge a company? Like, well, the best companies that ever existed were brands. Well, what's a brand? And so, well, that's something that has this omnipresence and, people know about it. Signals come in. They like it. They go to their websites. And so you start
It becomes synonymous with the product or synonymous with the service.
as opposed to somebody just trying to trick Google with pages. I just got
Right.
off the phone with a guy who had an 818-page website. I had two stories. I'll tell two stories about this. And if someone's misunderstanding of the concept of a brand and that the brand is the stinking SEO, if you don't want to have to pay for every lead or every click and die and have this crappy life.
Right.
One guy was like, well, I got a good guy at Fiverr, and he's so cheap. I was like, well, you got what you paid for.
Yeah.
And he's like, and I was like, you got a 818-page website full of nonsense that got penalized by Google, and it's a horrible brand that they hate, which is why you called. The only reason I went kind of hard on him is because he called me and then started touting how great this cheap guy was.
Yeah. He started touting the guy that is doing so badly that he felt like he had to call you.
Yeah, and a guy that takes the idea of SEO and spams it, and in case people don't know this statistic, I like throwing it out there, that 96.55% of pages written for Google are never viewed by a human,
Ever.
So the idea that a business owner has and a plumber has is like, I'll trick Google.
Yeah.
I'll give them hordes of cruddy content. The concept doesn't come in, and it's such a nuanced change and a shift of thought, is that why don't I become a good brand and a good place for a user to happen upon and send good brand signaling out to Google? And that's my new thought of SEO, which is what it is. But you guys are throwing up trash, getting somebody out of Fiverr,
Yeah.
818 pages. Now, this was an extreme example of it, I might
Yeah,
add.
I don't think we've had one that extreme in a good 6 months.
A little
more
bit.
than.
A little bit. I see them. No, I see them quite a bit.
Okay.
A lot of times.
Okay. You,
Yeah.
you probably filter them out before I hear about
Yeah,
it.
a lot of times they're extreme spammers, can't get off it, don't understand the